They go above and beyond the call of duty each and every day, working in all weather conditions to repair, protect, and maintain DeKalb County's more than 2,000 miles of roadway.
We just have good people that work here. They care about each other. And I see it every day in the way they treat their co-workers, and I see it in the way they treat the citizens when they're going out trying to do a good job.
That reality was cemented during the early morning hours of December 10th as roads and drainage employee Rodney Cammon was driving along his usual route to work along Durham Park Road near the Indian Creek Marta station when he noticed two large figures in the street and a utility vehicle pulled over on one of the very roads he works to maintain. As he's done so many times before, Cammon pulled over to offer assistance.
So I was going to help him get it up out the road, and he said that he think he hit two kids.
To Cammon's horror, the two figures in the road were the mangled bodies of the same mother and son he'd witnessed walking to the school bus stop every morning.
It kind of hurt real bad because my grandson, he ride the same school bus, and my grandson know him. So I kind of had a hard time with my grandson, and it hurt me too because I see these people every morning. It's like they never miss a day that she walking him for him to go to school. So it kind of hurted a whole lot, a whole lot.
As Cammon radioed dispatch for help, utilizing years of training and experience in roadway safety, his colleague, Harvey Carter, approached while on his way to work. He also pulled over to assist.
But they had to keep the traffic moving and keep the traffic back up off of the victims that was hit at that time. And at that time, I remember some of the training that I had, which was in first aid that the county gives us about once every year.
As passersby continued on their way, these two roads and drainage employees called in to notify their supervisor of their inevitable delay into the office and stayed with the severely wounded victims in the road, mother and child, laying approximately 15 feet apart, both fighting for their lives.
And at that time, I assured the lady that help was on her way, and I tried to talk to her and keep her comfortable and keep her safe, where she would know that, it was going to be all over in a little while.
Operating as a team, both roads employees found themselves administering critical doses of compassion to comfort the victims who were both going in and out of consciousness. Harvey kneeling by the mother, Cammon by her son.
He was out of it, and then he started to come to, and his body was kind of messed up a little bit, and he started to cry when he came to, and I just tried to comfort him as much as possible.
She was somewhat conscious, but she wasn't talking. I was doing more talking to her, just in line of comforting her, but she was moving and everything, and she continued to move until help got there, and they did what they had to do, and they took her pulse. And when they took her pulse and they said one or two words, and then they brought the bag out, and I knew it was all over then.
First responders arrived to the scene quickly. The child, an 11-year-old Dunair Elementary School student, was whisked away to Eggleston Children's Hospital to begin several months of intense physical therapy. His mother, 37-year-old Samsung Nehar, succumbed to her injuries there at the scene. In this extreme act of humanity, Harvey literally was there to comfort her as she took her final breath.
That's the first time I ever saw death. Actually see somebody just watch somebody until they pass out. That's my first time. That's why I said it had such an impact on me. I never seen that.
Tragedy on the road this morning in DeKalb County. Take a look. A mother was killed.
A backpack, shoes, and other items lay in the middle of Durham Park Road as DeKalb police investigate the crash that killed a mother and seriously injured her 11-year-old son while both crossed the street.
As coverage of the tragedy spread across local newscasts, both employees, equally devastated, also remained equally dedicated to deliver on their service to DeKalb. Remarkably, they both left the accident site and reported to work, both serving full shifts that day.
A lot of times we say that roads and drainage are the other first responders, and I think of the firemen and the thing that they do. They run toward fires. And the roads and drainage employees, they run toward everything. I mean, when there's an accident in the street, they run toward the people in need. And that's what Mr. Carter and Mr. Cammon did in this instance. Cars were going around the accident, trying to get to work or going on their way, and those two employees stopped traffic. They stopped at the accident, and they tried to give aid and comfort to the two victims.
Nearly 5 months later, a makeshift memorial still marks the accident site.
And I was able to comfort her in those last few moments. Every time I drive by, I think about it. There's a photo picture in my hand about the morning that it happened.
Part of service is finding opportunities and taking opportunities to help your fellow man. And one of the biggest fears I think that we all have is dying alone. And in this instance, two of our finest made sure that this unfortunate mother didn't have to die alone.
For the love that you have for others, because if you have that love for someone that you don't know, that same type of love you can translate into your day-to-day job, and you can't help but act in excellence. And so I'm thankful to have both Harvey and Rodney as DeKalb County employees. Thank you for your sacrifice. This is more than just customer service. This is about a love for people and a love for our county.
Action, dedication, service, all in a day's work for employees of DeKalb County government, including these two committed men who took the time to pull over to help their fellow man. And that is the type of commitment and service offered by DeKalb County government's more than 7,000 employees.
There's some good fellows that work in our department, and if they would have seen what happened, they would have went into action the same way I did.